Hopefully in this video you can see me a little bit more clearly, because some of my videos have been very dark. After going through the absolute nightmare of a benzodiazepine taper, I like to keep my environment very calm. My life has been a bit different. I lived overseas for many years. So what I want to do in this video is tell you a little bit about myself, let you know a little bit about my benzodiazepine story and what I have done to heal. And I want to tell you that I am fully healed from the nightmare that was benzos. I started taking them when I was 32 years old. I had lived a lifetime of trauma. My childhood wasn't great, but we are born into the lives we are born. But life can be really tough. I understand that all too well. And I also understand that the benzodiazepine withdrawal and taper is just horrendous. Despite living a life of trauma, non-stop addiction, I honestly have to say, coming off benzos was the worst experience of my life. So I do understand where you are now when you're watching this video. And that's why I make them for you. Because I know what it's like to be in the hell. I know what it's like to be alone and isolated from the world. You've got nobody you can ever tell the crazy thoughts that are in your mind. But I want you to know that you're not crazy and you're not going crazy. It's your mind trying to make sense of the chaos. The only thing the medication has done to you is to dull down all of your senses, to make you unable to feel anything. And now that you're either in tolerance withdrawal or you're tapering off the medication, or you've been forced to go cold turkey, I truly understand the madness going on within your mind. I went into tolerance withdrawal, and at the time I thought I was on 20 milligrams of lorazepam per day, but I've since come to work it out. It was sometimes between 20 milligrams to 30 milligrams of lorazepam per day, maybe even more. So when I was coming off the medication, it was hell. I had the non-stop pacing around the room. I had the non-stop terrifying thoughts. So I know how bad it is for you. I know how bad it can be. But I took my last tablet in 2021, and I'm now sitting here. How long is this? 4 years and 6 months later since I took my last pill. And I will be honest with you, it was still very difficult for a while after taking my last pill. But that's what I know now through hindsight, what truly does work. Because once I started creating a small, easy to follow routine for my day, to keep getting up at the same time each day, start doing small things incrementally, adding to my day to just make my days a little bit easier. And what worked for me may be different to what works for you. But if you let me know in the comments what sort of videos you're interested in, I will make them for you, because you're the person I'm making these for. So what I want to tell you is a couple of things you can possibly try. First off, you've got to take your self-care seriously. I know what it's like to just not want to move. I understand at times you can just sit frozen in space, not moving, not knowing what's happening. But you need to tell yourself the crazy thoughts in your mind, they're not your own. They're not you. They're not who you are. They don't define the rest of your life. The thoughts I had in my mind when I was going through my taper, wow, the hell, the absolute hell. I suffered with chronic PTSD, amongst many other things, for many decades, my whole life. And I can honestly say now, I'm healed. I've managed to deal with all of my trauma, and I was in such a dark place. But I don't want to go on too much about me. I truly do understand what it's like to relive all of the trauma within your mind. And during the worst part of my benzo taper, I was suffering with depersonalisation, where your body doesn't feel like it's your own. You're detached from everything. Many times you can suffer with derealisation. That is where everything can seem fake, or you can actually experience a glitch in reality. You have no idea what is real. And I'll share something with you now. In 1998, I lost my first daughter, and I suffered terribly with trauma because of that for decades. And during my really severe moments of derealisation, I actually relived that over and over again. So I understand the darkness. I truly, truly do understand the darkness. But that's why I make these for you, because I am healed. I am fully healed. There is no more trauma. There's no more anxiety. There's no more depression. So I know you can heal too. What you need to do is concentrate on getting through the day. You make your day as simple and as easy as you can. If you let me know what videos you're interested in, if you would just like to tell you more of my personal stories, I'll gladly share them with you, because I want to connect with you and I want to show you that you're not alone. This will be a little short video because I wasn't planning on making one, to be honest with you, but I'm forcing myself to do this so I can get better at making the videos for you, because I can't imagine trying to watch myself back on these. So I actually just edit them down and upload, and that's it, done. But if you leave a comment, I will always read them, and I want you to heal. One of the most important things you need to do on a daily basis is practice self-care. Understand that all of the thoughts in your mind are not who you are. Try and take a shower. Try and eat some food. Eat some food that we know is good for us. Good fats, protein to feed your mind and your body. Give yourself the best chance of healing. Your anxiety levels are through the roof. Your mind's trying to make sense of everything, but you can't at the moment. So you've got to practice your breathing. Slow, deep breaths in through your nose. Hold it for a little while, and then out through your mouth. Just make the exhale longer than the inhale. Try and make yourself a small daily routine, little things that you can do throughout your day, just to try and break up your day into sections so you're not sitting glued to one place, because I know what that's like. I was a single parent at the time, and I would be up every morning. I would get my daughter ready for school. I would take her to school, which luckily was not far away, and I had no idea what was going on many times. And then I would get back in the home and I would freeze. I would just freeze, glued to the sofa in total chaos. And it's only through hindsight and looking back and then realizing what I needed to do differently that I can tell you this now. A small daily routine, self-care and breathing is what will help you the most. But you need to understand all of the thoughts in your mind. They're not who you are, and they will not be your reality forever. You will heal from this. I know you will. I healed, and I know you will too. So make sure you keep fighting every day. And I will be uploading more videos for you on lots of different topics, as I've studied mental health and addiction related issues for close to 25 years. I started my journey of healing a year or two after my daughter died. Sadly, it would take me many, many dark years, but that's when I got onto benzodiazepines for anxiety, and they just collapse everything inward. And that's not what I believe in. I am now fully healed. I take no SSRIs, no benzodiazepines for my mental health. And I was on SSRIs and benzos for close to 35 years in total. And none of them ever worked for me. Some of us are just that way, but I know we can all heal from our trauma. And I will upload videos about that too. I'm going to cut off now because I don't want to make my videos too long, but I do hope you find them helpful in some small way. And I want you to know you're not alone and you will heal. You keep going every day and you never stop, you never give up.